Hi, I'm Mary from Joyful and Mary Quilting, and today's quilting tip involves foundation piecing. I'm not going to show you how to foundation piece, but rather how to prepare your foundation so that you have an easy task of attaching the paper and then removing the paper once your block is completed. I have done videos on foundation piecing, the whole process start to finish, but there's one step that I feel like is so important I need to just discuss that step, and that is creating our 1/4 inch seam allowance as we are adding pieces. We have 3 tools in addition to a ruler that I'm going to show you how to use, and hopefully this is going to expedite the process of making your foundation block, making it accurate, and making it easy. If you like this video, please click like and also click subscribe so that we can have more content available to you when it comes to all the quilting tips out there that we've discovered and are happy to share with you. So let's get started on this project. We always add a piece that's a little bit oversized, and then it needs to be trimmed back. Once everything is completed and we have pieced our block on the unmarked side, we've sewn on the marked side, we then have to remove that paper. So there's 2 things here that I'm going to cover. First of all is how we create that 1/4 inch seam allowance, and secondly, why it's important to use one of these tools as we are working on the block so that we are easily able to remove the paper at the end. So we're going to get started first. I'm just going to show you the block we would piece. This is a square and a square, and as we piece the block, we continually sew pieces around the edge. We need to do something so that we can accurately cut a 1/4 inch seam allowance here. What is it that we need to do? What can we do to make this job that much easier and that much more accurate? The way that we tend to do that and have done it in the past is by using a ruler. We place the straight edge of our ruler. There's rulers called add a 1/4. There's different shorter, longer rulers. Doesn't make any difference, just as long as we have a straight edge that we place along this line. And then we have to release those stitches a little bit. We crease on the line, then we double check, we want to make sure it's on the line. Then when we fold it, we want to make sure that we folded it accurately, check back. Now it's a little bit off here, so I adjust, that looks pretty good. I take the 1/4 inch marking of my ruler, I place it on that fold, and then I trim off that edge. That's all we do, and then we've got that nice, neat 1/4 inch seam allowance. But it was a little bit of a process. We like to make things a little more streamlined. So what we can do instead of using the ruler is we can prepare our paper ahead of time, and that's what I'm going to talk about. When we have a block that has a lot of lines that we are going to be cutting 1/4 inch seam allowances, it really helps to have those lines already either perforated or dented or folded or whatever before we get started. It's really important that you do this process before you do anything else. Now, I'm going to show you first the tracing wheel. The tracing wheel actually will not perforate or make holes in the paper, but it will dent it in such a way that you'll be able to easily fold back. So I'm just going to show you with the corner. Now you want to have a bit of a cushion when using the perforating blade just to make sure that it really does dent the paper. When it's just on the cutting mat, it doesn't do as good of a job. So I'm just going to pick a line on here, and I'm going to take this one and place my ruler right next to the line because we want to put the tracing wheel on the line. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure, maybe 1, 2, 3 swipes across that line, remove our ruler. You can see that it's dented on here, but it did not cut the paper. It folds back easily, and then I'm able to cut my 1/4 inch. So this is a way you can use this tool for a block that has a lot of lines, because the more pieces you add as your foundation piecing, the weaker those perforations become, and they can tear through, where when you're just denting it, it actually protects it a little bit. So this is a good one just to do those lines all the way through and then help you with folding as you're cutting those seams. The second product I have is this particular blade. The blades are sold separately. The link is in the description. It has a little bit of a wider, it looks like about 1/8 of an inch, but it actually does cut the paper. The perforations cut the paper, which is great for removal. With the tracing wheel, it is more difficult to remove the paper because it's not cut. It still helps. You will have your seam sewn there as well, and that also helps to perforate the paper. So it does come off. This one actually cuts the paper. So when you do this, you don't want anything under it because it'll cut whatever is under it. And again, let's just pick this one here, and I am going to place my ruler right next to the line and only one swipe with this tool, because again, if you do more than one, you're going to cut the paper off. So we're going to do one swipe. Now we know that that is perforated, and it folds back again nicely. So this one was obviously easier than the tracing wheel. We just have to be careful with this that we don't tug on those seams. Now what if you do and rip it? All you have to do is put a piece of tape on there. It works fine. It's not going to make any difference. You still will be able to fold the paper. You still will be able to remove the paper without any difficulty. You just want to make sure that you keep everything together so that it doesn't distort the size of your block. Then I was looking online and I found this tool, and it was made by Olfa. And when I got it in the mail, it's totally written in Japanese. And I didn't know if it was a knockoff of an Olfa product. I just wasn't sure. So I looked it up, and actually Olfa is based in Japan. And this is a product that is produced there, but it is available at Amazon. These perforations, it's a perforating blade, these perforations are actually closer together, which for me, if I am doing something with a very small seam from here to here, I don't necessarily want those big, huge perforations. The little perforations would be better. So I tried this one. Same thing, I'm just gonna pick a seam here. I'm gonna pick this one, place the ruler right next to it, and again, do that little perforation. And that folds back nicely as well. This one I think is a little bit better for those smaller pieces. It gives you a better perforation. It does work well when it comes to removing the paper, and I really liked it. So I have the 3 tools in addition to my ruler. I think they all work really well and are absolute musts when it comes to preparing your foundation pattern, making things easier, making the folding process more accurate, and making the removal process quicker. I am always trying to be joyful, but I will always be merry. Thank you for watching.